I feel uncomfortable answering this question. Which is stronger, love or hate? This is such a broad question that I don't even think it can be answered that easily. And really, it can't. People have been debating this for a long time, and I don't think there's ever been a decisive winner. And I have a feeling that what I'm going to say is not going to be popular, but I really don't care about my reputation, so in the grand scheme of things, I don't really care what you think. This is just a homework assignment, but I'm going to take it seriously. There are two approaches to our answer. We could either talk about our personal lives, which I'm certainly not going to do, or social media. So, social media it is. I'm not going to make some big speech about all the flaws with the world, but we're all smart enough to realize that there's a considerable amount. I won't even go into too much detail about the problems in the United States, but no one can deny that there's something wrong with this country, isn't there? Right now, for some reason I cannot fathom, prejudice continues to run rampant. Hate speech, slurs, bullying, all because someone is a different race or has a different background or upbringing. They have something about them that's unknown, and because it can't be understood, people lean toward hatred. We are making strides, after all. Same-sex marriage was just made legal in the 50 states. That was the day even I could say I was proud. But then you start to see the hatred slip through the cracks. Stories pop up about clerks refusing to give marriage licenses to same-sex couples due to stupid loopholes in the legal system, disobeying the law because they personally disagree with it, and so the hatred continues even after the victory. It's easy for people to focus on the negatives. Human beings thrive on drama, whether they admit it or not. There's a curiosity with tragedy. For example, what happens when there's a car crash, or even when there's a car stranded because of a flat tire? People stop and stare because they're curious, because they want to witness something shocking. There's an unconscious revelry with a stranger's misfortune. And sometimes that means when people should stand up to a bully at school or in public, no one stands up for the victim, and instead they stand silently and stare. There's a cycle, a circle of love and hate. At least that's what I think. The lines blur together. I've never thought of these two feelings as separate things. There's no black and white, and how could there be? There's that expression, there's a fine line between love and hate. Take, for example, a shooting. I heard about a shooting that happened in Tennessee against unarmed members of the military. The shooter turned out to be a fanatic, a one-man cause of destruction, and so innocent lives were lost. Then there's the turnaround. I saw some clips on the news because it became a national story. They showed clips from some of the soldiers' funerals. The outpouring of support was incredible. Thousands of people showed up to show their support for the grieving family members. There's the love. Then hatred rears its head in the form of blame. But it isn't directed solely at the perpetrator. Now it's directed at a broader group of people, when it shouldn't be, because that's discrimination all over again. But it's because the anger is still fresh. Not that anger is an excuse to hate. But I'm getting off topic. Hate causes many things to happen every day. A teenager killing themselves because they're being bullied for being gay. A church protesting fallen members of the military. Someone being beaten up because they're transgender, or Muslim, or Hispanic. Someone being body shamed. Then there's love. A teenager is saved, realizing they're not alone, and the pain they feel right now can get better because someone's reaching out to them. Or people rally at the funeral, blocking off the protesters from the sight of the mourning family. Communal support and outrage when someone is beaten up merely for being different, and reaching out to the victim, realizing that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. It's the stories of love that people really like to hear, because there's hope and inspiration in them. And I think that's what can really tip the scale.